Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 2 in a series of 4 of our Facebook Lives this week and next week. Today's topic is the 4-step framework for a successful teacher meeting. So before we get started, I'd love to see who is here. So if you're here, just say hello in the comments so that we can say hi to everyone. So let's see who's here. And we got a couple people coming in. If you're here, just say hello. As soon as we get a couple people in, we'll get started. All right, let's see who else is here. All right, we're gonna get started in 1 more minute. See, we have a couple people in. Again, if you're here, just say hi. Can't bite over the computer, so just say hi. So I know that you're here. Who else is here? Barb is here. Hey, how are you? Welcome back. Glad you're here. Awesome. Thanks for carving out the time for being here. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're gonna get started because I want to get started on time. I want to finish on time. I want to respect everyone's time. So if you join in middle, just say hi. So that I can personally welcome you. All right, here we go. So we have the 4-step framework. Kim's here. Hello. Awesome. Love seeing familiar faces. Love seeing people again. Awesome. So, excuse me. Today we're going to be talking about the 4-step framework for a successful teacher meeting. All of you starting school next week, the week after that, whatever it is, you're all going to be having staff meetings, okay? Now, there's a bunch of different frameworks when you're running a staff meetings because there's all different kinds of meetings. There's the huddle, there's a lesson planning meeting, there's a curriculum meeting, there's team building meetings, there's one-on-one meetings, all different kinds of meetings. So today I'm going to be talking about the framework that you have for any kind of meeting that you have. So if you came last night, one of the first mistakes that I was talking about that directors make in the beginning of the school year is that they lump together all the different meeting topics, right? And I said to categorize them. Every single meeting, no matter what topic it is, category, whatever it is, it needs to follow a very specific framework. Part 1 of the framework is purpose and agenda. What does that mean? Before you even set the meeting, what is the purpose of that meeting? And the better question would be, is asking yourself a series of questions even after that. So is the goal of the meeting to make a decision? Is the goal of the meeting to have collaboration? That you just want teachers to share ideas with each other? Is the goal of the meeting that we have to set a date about something? Like, what is the goal of that meeting? The best way to find out the goal is to fill in this blank. At the end of this meeting, we will be able to do blank. So you need to fill out that blank. And that has to be filled out before you even walk into that meeting room or whatever it is. If not, you end up having what most meetings look like in America. Lots of people sitting around table, great food, tons of people texting on Facebook and WhatsApp, and nothing happening. That's what meetings look like, unfortunately. And hi, Kim. And if you don't want your meetings to look like that, you have to come in with a purpose and an agenda. Okay, so an agenda doesn't have to be created by you as the leader. That's a really big miscommunication, that all of the stuff that happens at meetings needs to be your domain. It's not true. Again, this is a quote. I don't know if I said this quote yesterday, but I say this a lot. Jack Dorsey, founder of founder of Twitter, said, my goal is not to make decisions. My goal is to make sure decisions are made. Your job as the leader is not to make every single decision or to make sure that every single thing happens, or you are the one that's making it happen. Your goal is to make sure that the decisions are made. Okay, so you can come over to a senior teacher and you could say, hey, the next meeting that's coming up, the purpose of the meeting is to collaborate on ideas for our upcoming father-daughter dance night. I'd love for you to prepare the agenda for the meeting, and please reach out to a couple teachers to share their input and put them as part of the agenda. Let me know if you want me to be sharing anything specific, but I'd love for you to be leading the meeting. Get your teachers involved, okay? Now, first question directors ask me whenever I share with them this tip is, but they're gonna wanna be paid, but that's not in their contract. But if you're getting fixated on they wanna get paid and it's not in their contract, so will they, okay? Teachers are happy to help. They want to be a part of it. It's all how it's positioned. So if you come to them with like, oh, you know, I know this is not really part of your contract, and I know I really don't pay you enough, but I'd really love if you could really do me this favor. Yeah, I don't want to help someone who talks to me like that either. That's very needy. Come to her with an opportunity. You know, I'd love for you to be in charge and lead this meeting. So hi, Crystal. So again, just going back, step number one in the four-step framework is purpose and agenda. Really understanding how to set that up properly. So again, I'm just giving you a couple of tips. We're going to be diving into a lot of this more during our EC Leadership Bootcamp, which a lot of you already signed up for, and I'm going to be putting the link to sign up as well in the comment section. So make sure you join our bootcamp, which is going live next week. The second step in the four-part framework is place and time, okay? I know it sounds so simple, but it's always the simplest things that we screw up. So I've been in schools where I was in the middle of talking with a teacher and she was like, oh, you know, I actually think there's a meeting that I have to go to. I was like, oh, where's the meeting? She's like, I don't know. So she calls out to the teacher and she's like, hey, where's the meeting? And the teacher's like, I don't remember. Call the secretary or something like that. So they both go to the secretary's office and they're like, hey, where's the meeting? And she's like, I think the director mentioned something that it's going to be in the multi-purpose room. Let me ask her. Great. Now she's messaging the director. Hey, where's the meeting? Place and time needs to be decided before. So it's decided a week before or a date or whatever it is, and everyone gets the memo, okay? So in the morning, when you go around and you say good morning to everyone, part of that good morning, if there's a meeting that day, is, hey, remember we have that meeting at 3 p.m. It's in a multi-purpose room at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. multi-purpose room, okay? So have that very specific. You could put it in the teacher's lounge if there's a teacher's lounge. You can hang that sign up by the admin team and let them know, hey, just want to let you guys know there's this teacher meeting in the multi-purpose room at 3 p.m. So if any teachers come to you, meeting, multi-purpose room, 3 p.m., okay? Now, I know it sounds crazy that you're repeating it so many times. Teachers need repetition. They forget. They have so much on their plate. They have so much going on. They don't remember where and what time the meeting is. And then what ends up happening is you don't start the meeting on time. So by a show of hands, by people that are here live, tell me who wishes that they started their meetings more punctually. So from ladies that are here, and I know there are a bunch of people here that are watching that just haven't said hi because they're afraid to say hi and say that they're here. So let me know in the comments if step 1 and step 2 of the framework are with you. So part 1 is purpose and agenda, and step 2 is place and time. So let me hear from you guys. Okay. Yes, makes sense. Yes, totally. So awesome. Definitely really understanding how to create that framework is integral. 3, participation and team. So Kim says, we do pretty well starting on time. I could be better at including teachers more in the agenda. Awesome. So Kim, that's great. So happy you pointed that out. So step 3 in the framework is participation and team. You really want to be getting the team involved and participating. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. I'm going to share with you one specific strategy. Typically at meetings, you have the same people talking all the time. So you have people like myself who are gregarious, open, love to talk, love to share, are embarrassed, we don't care what people think about us. We're always going to be talking, okay? We need to be told to shut up, okay? For lack of a better word, that's what we need to be told to do. When we're in a meeting, we need to be told to be quiet, not in front of everyone, but before, right? So for example, someone that you know that dominates the table in a bad way, like doesn't stop talking and just dominates the table, talk to them in advance and tell them, hey, we're going to be having a collaboration meeting. I really want everyone to be involved. And I know you have so many amazing ideas to share. And I know sometimes you could get carried away with it. So I'd love to work out like a little code or something that we could do together where if I feel like you're getting a little carried away and I want to give other people a voice, we could have a code where I let you know I want you to keep your ideas to yourself, and I want to open the floor to some of the newer teachers or some of the quieter teachers, okay? That's feedback. That's called letting a teacher know how she could become a better member of the team. Instead of seething inside and just complaining about it all the time and saying, gosh, this teacher, she doesn't stop talking, blah, blah, blah. Just tell her, here's what I would like you to do, and here's how we're gonna make it work, okay? So that's for the teacher that doesn't stop talking. Okay, before I go to the teacher who doesn't open her mouth and how to get her to talk, let me see what we have over here in the comments. So Barbara says she implements step 1 and 2. I want my time to be respected, so I respect my teacher's time. Totally. I am a huge believer in respecting time. To me, it's like one of the worst sins in the world to come late. And I actually realized that that's something that actually isn't such a good thing because sometimes I'm too obsessive with it. And then I hurt people that I love because I'm so obsessed with being on time, and I kind of throw other people under the bus because I have to be on time somewhere. So every quality is great as long as it's not something that ends up controlling you. So I totally get that, like, respecting of time piece. But going back to the thing that I was saying before about getting people to talk who don't usually talk, okay? Those are people that you want to talk to them privately before the meeting. So saying something like, I know that you have a lot to share. I've been in your classroom. I see you have a lot of creative ideas, and I really want the other teachers to learn from you. Are you comfortable sharing ideas in the group, in front of everyone if I would call on you, if I'd ask you to share something? She might say, yeah, okay, I guess I could try. Or she might say, no, I really just can't talk out loud. The next step is to actually just give her classroom a voice. So not herself personally, but her classroom a voice. And you do that by saying, hey, would it be okay if I took some pictures of some of the great provocations, ideas, strategies that you've done and show them on a projector at our staff meeting and say that this is what you did? So that I could just show other teachers. I know that you're not comfortable speaking about it, but I really want people to know about this. 9 out of 10 times the teacher is going to say no problem because she doesn't have to do the talking, but you're showing her pictures and her work. And that elevates her in teachers' eyes. And so now she might be becoming this go-to person that people come to for some ideas. And one-on-one, those people are fine. They don't want to share in the group, but they're fine if someone comes to them and says, that picture was incredible. Could you let me know how you put that together? Or what materials did you have to buy? Or what was the email you sent out to the parents? Collaboration, teamwork, okay? You don't only want the people that are the loudest or the most senior to be giving all the advice. People that are brand new into the field have tons to offer, but they're scared and they're timid because they're afraid they're going to say something stupid and mess up and then look weak in front of the senior staff. So again, by show of hands, thumbs up or a yes, tell me if you like this idea of the outgoing versus the introvert and how to get both of them involved in the meeting. So let me hear from you guys. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see who's here. Jessica. Hey, Jessica. Welcome. Fromi Bogomilski's here. Hi, Fromi. Love the one I did to bring quiet teacher to the forefront. Yeah, Fromi, that one is so powerful because so many times they're painfully quiet. They really want to share, and their ideas can actually be so much better than someone that's just talking. And giving them that voice is so, so, so powerful. Barbara says she loves the idea. Crystal says, okay. So you say teachers need repetition. However, I find that every meeting we're always discussing the same topics over and over again. How can we resolve that? Oh, okay. Crystal, great thing. Teachers need repetition of the time and place they need to be. Okay, not repetition so much of like the same topic regurgitated over and over again. So your question is, how can we resolve that we ensure that the information is being received? Great question. So that goes into the meeting agenda that we had spoken about. So like at the end of this meeting, a decision has to be made about this, right? And so what happens is when you're looking at the clock and there's 20 minutes left and everyone's just talking and shouting and sharing ideas, you come in and you say, guys, the meeting agenda says at the end of this meeting, we have to come up with a plan of what we're doing for the parents meet and greet. We got 20 minutes left. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna break into groups and we're gonna do 5-minute break-off session. Everyone sit with a buddy, think of your best idea, and bring it up to the front. That's just one thing that you could do. The point is that you're constantly focused on what the agenda is. Another thing that you, I think, are asking in between the lines, how can you make sure the information is being received, which is more about how do I make sure that there's follow-up and accountability after a meeting, which is a super important piece, and that's step 4 of the framework, which is action and follow-up. So step 3 was participation and teamwork, and step 4 is action and follow-up. So being super specific with your people. Yeah, exactly that. Awesome. Yeah, so that's what I thought. So step number 4 in the framework is action and follow-up. So teachers need to know, what do you want me to do now, right? So for example, when you go into the Apple store and you buy a new phone, okay? You buy the phone, you're all excited, da, da, da. Then they tell you what to do next. Okay, now here's what you need to do next. You need to back up your old phone. You need to buy a case for your phone to make sure that it's safe. You need to buy the 2-year protection plan, whatever it is. And they walk you through your next steps of how to take action. And they also give you a time frame. They say you need to sign up for the 2-year protection within 14 days. You should buy a case within the next couple hours so it doesn't break. Sign up for this within, they give you time frames, okay? This is everywhere, okay? This is not just in Apple or whatever it is. Every single company and center creates action and follow-up, and we have to do that for our teachers, which means when you give them, I'm gonna walk you through something as simple as parent conferences, okay? So telling them, okay, so these are the things that have to be done for parent conferences. That's what you discuss at the meeting. Like, here's the framework, whatever it is. The action and follow-up is actually opening up a calendar, like a calendar in front of them and saying, okay, conferences is on this date. So by this date, everyone needs to have their progress reports, and you write progress reports. By this date, everyone needs to meet with me one-on-one about children that you have concerns about so we could talk about it before the conference. By this date, this is what needs to be done. And then you're scheduling emails that are saying, okay, guys, tomorrow is our first due date for parent conferences at the end of the month. Is everyone ready? Okay, hit reply and let me know if you need help or support or come to me. Okay, that's called action and follow-up. Okay, we sometimes assume that teachers have great planning skills, great executive functioning skills, great task management skills, great calendar skills, great planning skills, when we have none of it. and we expect our teachers to have all of it. No, most people have no idea how to open up a calendar and actually map out their strategy, okay? I map out my strategy 3 months in advance of what I'm doing in 3 months from now, as far as like what I'm doing with directors and stuff like that. I planned out this Facebook Live months ago. And the reason for that is because I'm great at managing in that kind of way. Most teachers aren't. Most teachers are great at working with the kids in the classroom, lots of creative ideas. Maybe some of them are also fantastic at parent relationships. Most of them are horrible at this. And you have to give them the tools to do that, because if not, you are frustrated as anything because no one's constantly talking the same topic again and again and again. So before I do a review and wrap up and leave time for Q&A, let's look at some of the questions here. Kim says, what was number 3? Number 3 was participation and teamwork. I've had to get participation from loud people and quiet people and get teamwork in. So let me hear some, let me see if there's any questions that anyone has while I just do a recap here. So number 1 in the 4-step framework was a purpose and agenda. So you must have a purpose for the meeting. And the way you create a purpose is at the end of this meeting, we will be able to do blank, okay? Agenda. What is going to be the agenda of the meeting? What is that goal of the meeting? Who's part of that? And getting teachers involved in the agenda. Step 2 of the framework, is place and time, being super specific about it, making sure that everyone gets reminders about the place and time. Step 3 in the framework, participation and teamwork. And we went through understanding how to get extroverted and introverted people involved and giving a platform and a voice for everyone. And step 4 is action and follow-up. So again, I'm giving you like a dip your pinky into what's going on, like how to really structure the meeting in the best possible way. It's a lot of other little tips and tricks and just like following like an exact framework to make sure that you execute on this in the best possible way. And that is something that we're going to be talking about in much more detail in our EC Leadership Bootcamp, which we have a link right here in the comments to join us next week. We start August 8th. And we're going to be doing a deep dive for 3 days, setting up your most amazing framework for the school year. So join us for that bootcamp. We're also going to have it recorded if you can't make it live. We're going to be live streaming into the group. We're going to be streaming it on Zoom. We have a bunch of different ways that we're going to be sharing the content so that I could best prepare you all for the coming school year. So I see that we don't have any other questions. I'll give 1 more minute here if anyone has anything else to say. And if not, I will be checking out. And our next Facebook Live is Sunday night. That's all for now. All right. I'll see you all. Take care. Ciao for now. Bye.